Alrighty, guys, welcome back. We are watching episode 5 of Madoka Magica. Last time, Sayaka has made her contract, and has potentially healed Kamijo in some way. I guess we'll see. I'm a little bit suspicious of that, just from that one scene we saw of Kamijo looking at his hand, and just the framing of it, the coloring, everything. The way the scene looked just made me think, I don't know. I don't know how good this is really going to turn out for Kamijo and Sayaka, but I guess we'll see. Man, and I mean, Sayaka kind of came in clutch and saved everyone. So did Madoka, to be fair. Not that she's going to view it that way. You know, she threw the bucket out the window. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we're just going to see what happens. I don't know. I'm worried now that Sayaka has made the contract as well. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what comes of it. So you can line up your own copy with this if you want to. But we are getting started with Madoka Magica episode 5. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. The lighting. Yeah. Yeah. What a nice guy. The shadows. Hmm. I wonder, like, what Cube is. You know? Ooh. The lighting, man. Oh, the soul gem. Yeah. Accept it. This is your destiny, huh? Yeah, thanks, Cube, for that. For giving her her destiny. Hmm. Yeah, what a nice touching scene when she finally makes her wish, you know? It really just feels like Sayaka's just dead. Like I don't really think she's dead, but I think it's obvious that I guess, you know, she could die. She might die, just like Mommy. I feel like if I had to guess, it's more likely that this wish that she had to heal Kamijo is not going to go the way that she envisioned it would. Um, I mean, a lot of that is just like the scene we saw with Kamijo looking at his hand. Really did not. I don't know. I just it really made me think like this might not really be that good, but I guess we'll just see. Because like her dying would obviously be like a price she's paying for it, but if the wish doesn't go the way she wants it to, the way she imagined, I mean, I brought it up a bunch of times in regards to Sayaka, but the thing about whether or not she wants to be the person who saved Kamijo, or whether or not she just wants him to be saved. And I guess I can imagine how it could go wrong in both of those senses. I'll get my mouse off the screen. But I don't know, because I feel like it would be fitting. There has to be some kind of price that she pays. Man, there we go. Man, we have not seen much of Hitomi, have we? Mm-hmm. I guess she doesn't remember. Yeah, makes sense. Hmm. I wonder, like, what do they tell them? Oh, it's a collective hallucination. Okay. True. Sure, yeah. It's no big deal for her. Huh. Yeah. I wonder what Akemi is going to think about Sayaka now. I mean, obviously she's going to feel like she failed. Hmm. I'm sure she is. But, you know, Sayaka having overcome her fear. It's just going to be more that's going to push Madoka to feeling like she needs to make the decision too. Madoka should be proud of herself too. Just saying. She threw that bucket out the window. I don't know if we should be that full of ourselves. That kind of worries me. Oh no. That's just like I know what she means obviously, but just that's just the worst thing to say from Madoka. Like obviously Sayaka doesn't think there's anything wrong with it, but yeah, it's just gonna be more that for Madoka, she's gonna blame herself more and just hmm. She didn't know back then. Maybe she was, but hmm. Yeah, but uh she was in a similar, mommy said she wanted them to have time to think about it. Hmm. And Sayaka was kind of forced into it by like the emotional situation she was in. It wasn't the same as mommy, but can we go fight witches? Just talk to Kamijo, yeah. Hmm. So is he just completely healed? I mean, I assume that's what she wished for, not just his hand. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. What's with all these chairs? Well, hmm. She can only say this because of what she did with the contract. I get, It really does feel like, I don't want to say this is really like just the fact that she was forced into making this wish in a way by like the emotional situation she was in with Kamijo. Um, it's yeah, it's very similar to like mommy. Um, I guess it's just the type of person, the type of situation that it feels like Cube like preys on. Hmm. And there is the danger of the fact that, her wish is purely for the sake of another person, right? Which, forming your purpose and who you want to be around just another person is, you know, there's downsides to it, that's for sure, even though you can call it admirable. You can play. Oh, the lighting. Oh, man. I just feel like I know something is not going to be right about this. in terms of his recovery or in terms of his relationship with Sayaka. I don't say that, please. Let's not start doing this again. Oh god, please. Like, there's no way she's gonna die in this episode, right? Like, we're not just doing the same thing that with mommy. Surely. All right. Nothing has really gone horribly wrong yet, but obviously there would be the danger that she faces just as a magical girl. But hmm, she got her wish. Still gonna kill her? Awesome, awesome, fantastic. Whoa. Ah, Akami, Homura. Yes, you do. Yeah, right? Okay. It's the weird time thing. It's the weird time thing I've been talking about. Yeah, it's the weird time thing. I don't know what's up with it. Can't predict her behavior. I don't know. Is it like a time loop type thing or is it God, I don't know. Or is he just lying to her? I love those shots where it just shows his face. Is he just lying to her? But why would he be lying to her about Akami? Why would he even bring her up? Anyway, right. So I guess he isn't lying probably. And yeah, she's trying to convince Alchemy to not be like antagonistic with Sayaka, like she was with Mommy. Fatal flaws. That's why Madoka doesn't should not be a magical girl, huh? A reward for dedication. Mm-hmm. Madoka, you gotta fix your posture. Set up. Yeah. I guess she just wants Alchemy to protect her, even. Yeah. I mean, even more than just not being opposing her like Mommy. Yeah. Is that how it works, though? Mm-hmm. And this is one you can't keep, probably. Oh, give up on her. Hmm. Oh, yeah, it's that serious. It's like she is already dead. Yeah, I mean, God, I can't be undone. Oh, hmm. For a single hope. Not on everything. Oh, never mind. Doesn't seem like she's given up on you, on Madoka. Hmm. So, I mean, if Alchemy isn't gonna protect Sayaka like Madoka wants, I mean, where does that leave her, right? She still has the option. which is, I think, Kyubey is well aware of that too. Oh, there she is, yeah. Hmm. I don't say that. Girl, come on. You shouldn't talk about yourself like that. Yeah, she's scared. I don't like all this talk about how she's invincible and she's so happy and everything's great. Like, there's no way she's just gonna die, right? Mm-hmm. Think she's well aware. But like, if we get in a situation again where Psyche is just gonna die, we know Kyubey's here. We know what Madoka would do. In which case, it's all over, right? So, uh-huh, she sure does. Yeah. Oh, shut up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it really is. It's like he's looking into her mind. I mean, that's how like the telepathy works, right? Ah, yeah, I'm sure you will. Thanks, Cube. Awesome. That's so nice of you to be ready to form the contract at any moment. Thank God. Hmm. You should probably go into magical girl mode. What on earth? Huh. I I wonder what the witches are exactly. Awesome. Is that just that's just how magical girl powers work? You just duplicate a bunch of weapons? Like this thing just seems like pitiful. Like what is it? Oh, that was what was that? Oh, it's Kyoko. Oof. Surely we're not just gonna like fight. Like, well, I mean, oof. It eats 4 or 5 people. Mm-hmm. Man, very. She has a very different attitude than the attitude Kyubey has tried to give them about helping people, and mommy at least. Like, I surely we're good, right? We aren't gonna. Oh no, because Sayaka is not gonna be the type of person to just. I don't know. Oh God. What are we doing? Why? Like, come on. Like, let's not. Maybe. Yeah, like, let's give up. Like, come on. Let's disperse. Like, hmm. Surely that's it, right? Surely, you beat her. Let's go. You beat her up. We're good. Well, what? That's a very specific amount of time. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So your wish matters. Huh. Yeah, and I guess Kyoko is almost acting like the way Kyubey and Mami were saying Akemi is, doing it just for grief seeds. That's why she's blaming her. Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing? Like, hello. Like, what? Why? And Madoka, like, Psyche is going to be losing. Madoka is going to feel like she has to form the contract. Yeah. Kyubey, go ahead and tell her to form the contract immediately. Awesome. Yeah, why not? Yeah, just murder time for sure. I like what's going on? Why are we doing this? Like, fantastic. Yeah, it's battling time apparently. Like, well, okay, all right, cool. Like, can we just not? Can we just stop? Like, what? Like, yep. You better hurry up and make the contract right now, and you can, help. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Shut up. Awesome. No. Like, um, um, because like she's not gonna make the contract, right? Like, no way, right? So, okay, thank God. Okay, Akemi, we're good. Homer is here. We're chilling. We're fine. Oh, okay. She like teleported her. That was weird. Yeah, her powers are like weird, right? Like when she was fighting the witch that killed mommy. Okay. Oh, that's the end? Man, that went by so fast. Oh God. Okay. Um, rough, I guess. It really, like, God, I don't know. Does it feel like, I guess I have to revise my thoughts on Kyubey, really, in a way, because before, with the whole situations with mommy, and maybe with Hitomi too, I don't know. Kyubey wasn't there, so who knows, but I was thinking, like, it feels like Kyubey is like orchestrating these situations, that it puts Madoka in a place where she wants to make the contract. That felt very clear with like mommy's death, how she died right in front of them. He was immediate like, oh, you guys need to make the contract now. um but like Kyoko is like her own person. Like, there's no way Kyubey's like controlling her. So maybe he's just being opportunistic, I guess, and using these situations to try and convince them to make the contract, rather than like being the puppet master or something. I guess that's the more the feeling I get from it now. At least in this situation. I don't know. God, thank God Akemi is here. What's gonna happen? Like, what is Akemi gonna do? You know? Because, God, we'll talk about it in the discussion. I don't know. Mm-hmm. This is definitely wrong. Alright, well, we will talk about the episode in the discussion. Alrighty, that was a good episode. Kind of feels like, I don't know, setup for stuff. Feels like we have a lot of plot threads that gotta pay off soon. Or at some point, I don't know. We got a lot going on, but man, just I feel like more and more, if it already wasn't super obvious, this whole contract deal is just, uh, you know, Akami basically says, when you make the contract, you're dead. Give up on it. It's like trying to bring someone back from the dead. Yeah. So, you know, since we're now what? We're 5 episodes in. We're about halfway through, and Madoka still hasn't made the contract herself. It makes me feel like she's not going to make it. That she's never going to make the contract. And because to me it feels like when she does make the contract that it's just like over. I mean, obviously, like that's what Akami's been saying since the first episode, right? Never try to become another person. And that's what it feels like becoming a magical girl in a way is, right? Although, so like in terms of my thoughts about what being a magical girl is and what it represents, I there really is there's a lot of I have a lot of conflicting thoughts on it, I suppose. Like, you know, because the way I was viewing it before, the way I've been viewing it this whole time is being a magical girl is it's like you just become like a perfect person who's, lives up to everything you would ever want to be in a way. And Cube is like this little gremlin guy who is like the cheat code to just get what you want instantly. And you don't have to work for it really. It's you get something for it. There's the whole idea about how it's a trade-off in a way, because it really is. And like Kyubey telling Sayaka, this is your destiny. It's like he is assigning it to her, Like, despite what she says about how she feels like she made this decision, that she is the one, that she wants Kamijo to be saved, right? That she's the one who made the wish. The way Kyubey says it here, and really the situation that she was in, she is in a way forced into it, right? Like, it's different than Mommy. Like, Mommy was in a situation where she was in a car crash and was, I guess, seemed like she was gonna die, or she thought she was gonna die if she didn't make the wish right then. Um, and Sayaka isn't in as, like, extreme of a situation as that. But just emotionally, she's in a very similar situation, where she feels like her relationship with Kamijo is over unless she makes this wish to heal him right now. So she was kind of forced into it in a similar way to Mommy. And I guess in a way it's like, if you view becoming a magical girl as like more so of just deciding what you want your destiny to be. Because like the people in Madoka's life, especially in like episode 1, it established that there's a lot of people in Madoka's life that she looks up to a lot, like her mom and Sayaka for a lot of stuff, Hitomi, Akami, right? There's a lot of people that she looks up to for different aspects about them and who they are. And so I guess in a way it's like just deciding who you want to be almost like preemptively. It's like this little Cube is like preying on these thoughts of indecisiveness and thinking, oh, this is what I want. I want to, I want my entire destiny to be, I want to save Kamijo. That's all I want right now, because of the position I'm in. I'm just going to decide that's who I am, and that's going to be my purpose in life. And then, Cube gives it to you, forms this contract where you're locked in on it. Because that's what Akami says too. And like, I guess that in itself is kind of just a negative thing. It's hard to say really what impact, we know so little about the contract that I guess it's really hard to say much more than that. Like about what the actual negative effects of it are. Like what I was thinking during this episode is, what is actually making you have to fight witches, right? Like, obviously we know the grief seeds are what charge up your soul gem so you can remain a magical girl. But like, let's say Sayaka got her wish to heal Kamijo, and she just decided, okay, I'm never gonna fight witches. Like, what would happen? Would she die if her soul gem doesn't get charged by grief seeds? I have no idea. I don't know. Obviously, I assume she wouldn't be able to remain a magical girl, but I just wonder, in her position, I feel like why even bother go fighting witches? Unless it's just, obviously she wants to help people, right? She feels like she has to do what mommy was doing, which was saving people from the witches. So I guess even if, I guess you can't really ignore that factor to it. But I guess someone like Kyoko wants to fight witches and charge her grief seed. Use the grief seed to charge her soul gem. Is that just because, like, she wants to remain a magical girl? I don't know. Obviously, these are just, like, weird mechanical questions of how this universe works that I just don't have answers for yet. So, I have no idea. I don't know. It's like... So, Madoka and Sayaka have this conversation, which, for one, like... It's not Sayaka's fault, obviously. But everything that she says here is just making Madoka feel even worse, right? It's making Madoka feel like this is just another thing that she feels like she should be living up to, Like, yeah, it's just like all the people in her life that she looks up to in a way. Like Hitomi, and her mom, and Sayaka, and especially Sayaka now that she's a magical girl. She feels like she's not living up to, like, these societal pressures that she thinks she needs to meet, and even just, that's why she has such low self-esteem, why she, talks down about herself all the time, right? And just the way Sayaka is talking, everything she says here, it's not really Sayaka's fault, because Madoka shouldn't be thinking about it like this in the first place, really. But everything she says here just makes Madoka feel even worse, and that she should just make this wish, make this contract, and become a magical girl. Yeah. It's like, man, especially that line right there, like, because that applies to Madoka too, obviously, right? And Madoka still hasn't made the decision. So it's like now, if the same thing happened to Sayaka, if Sayaka ended up fighting a witch and dying, and Madoka still doesn't make the contract, it would just be, it would just be awful. I just don't even want to think about what would be going through Madoka's mind at that point. Oh god, it would just be terrible. Like, man. Hmm. And yeah, I don't even, her saying, now that she's a magical girl, she understands it, but she didn't know back then. In a way, I guess I understand what she means, just in terms of, now that she's already made this decision, that she's on this path, it's different, right? But she hasn't, I feel like she hasn't faced the consequences for becoming a magical girl yet, that I am positive are coming, so. Hmm. I just, man, do I really want to ramble more about what I feel like a magical girl represents? Like, if we're viewing a magical girl as being this perfect person who lives up to the societal pressures that Madoka feels like she isn't meeting, um, like, yeah, this makes perfect sense to me. Like, you don't have to become a magical girl if you don't want to, and she doesn't have to live up to all of these things that she sees other people doing around her, that she feels like she's lesser than them for not doing herself, right? Like Hitomi getting all the love letters, even her mom having a successful career, just anything like that, She doesn't have to become a magical girl and live up to all of that stuff. She doesn't have to feel pressured to do that, right? If those are things that she wants, that's fine, and she can work to attain them. And I really feel like that is what Kyubey is preying on, right? Is that feeling that you aren't enough and that you aren't living up to what you think you should be. And he gives you this ticket, this fast track to just do it immediately, And obviously it fits in so much with just, what Akemi said in the first episode, too. Just, you shouldn't try and become someone else. Madoka doesn't have to feel like she needs to be a magical girl. Obviously she does, and I don't think that the problem is going to be fixed anytime soon, but... And in a way, there's also, like, the aspect of it, like, it's also just general purpose in life, right? Like, the wish that these characters have is almost representative of, like, what they feel like, what they feel like their place in society is, Like, her mom has a pretty clear, purpose in life, I guess, right? I guess maybe not purpose in life, really, but I guess you could think of it like that. Madoka doesn't really have anything like that. She feels like, she's been agonizing trying to think of a wish. Her only wish that she could think of was something just for the sake of other people or to just like become like mommy, So Madoka could also just be jealous in a way of other people just having a purpose like that she lacks. So Kamijo, you know, it feels like this is all working out. I don't know if I should call him Kamijo or Kyosuke, but who knows? It it feels like it's working out, right? But just the lighting, the lighting of all these shots, the lighting in that one scene when he wakes up and looks at his hand. Um, I just know this isn't going to work out, right? There's no way everything is going to work out great for Sayaka, right? Um, and it comes down to a few possible things. There's a few possibilities here. Like it could come down to the thing that mommy said about how if you're making your wish just to save another person, is it because you want to save them or is it because you want to be the person who saved them? And in this situation, if what she really wanted was the latter, she didn't get that, right? Kamijo has no reason to think that she is the one who saved him. So if that's what she wanted, for one, she already hasn't gotten it. And what would be the consequences of that? I can imagine their relationship not working out the way Sayaka wants it to, right? Now that he's healed, right? It's possible that him being injured and being in the hospital, her visiting him all the time, was kind of like the foundation of their relationship. And now that he's healed, they'll like grow apart in some way, right? That's kind of, in a way, I feel like that's like a best case scenario in terms of the way things could go badly otherwise for Sayaka. And I guess that feels quite possible to me. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. Really, any number of things could go wrong with this. So, just it feels so like grim and so like foreboding. The lighting and everything. Um, Sayaka says that she's happy and that everything's great, which, she has helped him, and for now, it seems like everything's good. But I guess we'll just see how it pans out. I mean, of course, the other possibility is she just ends up dying in combat some way, like Mommy did, right? But I feel like it would be more meaningful for her wish to not work out properly the way she wanted it to. But I guess we'll just see. I guess we'll see what happens. And even beyond that, there's the fact that what Akemi says about the contract is that it's essentially that Sayaka is already dead. But is that in terms of like the contract intrinsically has such a downside that she's already dead, or is it just like the contract always works out in a bad way? Like, are we guaranteed essentially to have some kind of negative outcome with Sayaka's wish or with her being a magical girl, or has this negative side of the contract that we don't understand yet, has that already come to pass and she's essentially just already dead? I don't know, maybe there's a one and the same. Who knows? And so Kyoko, so for one, Kyubei says all this stuff to Kyoko about Akemi, which, for one, I was thinking, like, is Kyubei just lying and, like, manipulating her in some way? I don't really think so, because he's the one who brings up Akemi in the first place. And, like, I don't know what he would gain from saying all this stuff to her if he's just lying to her. So I guess Kyubei's probably telling the truth. And it just brings me back to the idea of this whole time stuff that I was talking about a lot before. It really feels like, there's some weird something involving time going on. Involving Madoka's dream at the start, the idea that this is all changing fate, the fact that Akemi obviously remembers stuff about Madoka that Madoka doesn't remember about her. And if Kyubei apparently doesn't remember Akemi either, I don't know. There's something up. There's something up, that's for sure. An extreme irregularity, and you can't predict her behavior. I don't know. It is weird. It is weird. So Madoka talks to Akemi, wants her to not be, like, antagonistic with Sayaka like she was with Mommy. I guess it's the end, though. There's nothing Akemi can do, I suppose. So that's unfortunate. Hmm. Because, yeah, like, it was like I think it was last episode when Akemi said that she succeeded in saving their lives. I mean, I really think she's talking more so about them making the contract, not saving them from the witch that killed mommy, right? So it really is just. I think when they make the contract, their lives are over in Akemi's eyes, at least. Hmm. And of course, so we're just in a position yet again where we are dangerously close to Madoka being in a position where she'll make this contract. It's just gonna be Kyubei's here to grant it for her if she wants it. So and this whole thing with us going into like Madoka's mind, thinking about this through Kyubei's eyes, it just reminds me of how like the telepathy works, like he said, by him reading their thoughts and conveying them to each other. So it really is like Kyubei can just read their minds. Like let's keep that in mind. That Kyubei can read their minds. So I don't like that. I really don't like that at all. And then so there's the witch, which like I kind of mentioned this. I really want to know like what the witches are exactly. I guess this is just a familiar, as they said. But what are the witches? This thing just seemed like pitiful, and it was just squirming around and crying. So I don't know. It almost looks like mommy in a way. It has like the I don't know, but man, I don't know. There's something, I guess. We what we were told is their representation of negative emotions, but what does that mean, really? And the fact that they're killing them? I don't know. It means something, I guess. And then Kyoko's like a lunatic, I guess. Like, I literally have no other explanation for her actions. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? Like, for real? Like, what's happening? like, I don't know. Why? Like, why are we fighting? I really don't know. I guess Sayaka's taken part in it too, so. But, like, come on. And of course, Kyubei is like, oh yeah, you can, make the contract right now if you want to. And Akemi shows up and saves the day by apparently, like, teleporting. Because Sayaka was, like, here, and Kyoko was gonna kill her. And Akemi shows up, and now Sayaka's over here. So, I don't know. It's like those weird powers that she had when she was fighting the witch that killed Mommy. I guess, I don't know. She just has something going on with her powers. I don't know how it works. Hmm. I don't know. I guess I don't know why. Like, let's just not fight. How's that sound? I'm on Madoka's side, and that like it just seems crazy to me. Like, what are we doing? Um, like I guess if it's, I guess it just goes along with the stuff Kyubei and Mommy were saying about how like they were saying that Akemi was like this, that she just wanted grief seeds. And I guess Kyoko like actually is like that. She just really wants the grief seeds. I guess just to continue keeping her magical girl powers. And I guess that's important enough of a thing that she's gonna kill Sayaka for it. So, rough, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know what is gonna happen in the next episode. I feel like it's not just gonna be easy like peace talks, but I guess we'll see. I I'm hoping Sayaka doesn't die. I hope Madoka doesn't make the contract anytime soon. And yeah, hmm, I guess that's it. Yeah, it was a good episode. It kind of feels like set up for a lot of stuff. We have so many plot threads that we gotta like figure out about what's going on. So, man, yeah, I guess that's it. Leave a comment, tell me what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one.